Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Teacher English Speaking Channel, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Lucy.
And I'm Tom. Hello, everyone. Lucy, I have a question today. Why is it that so many people can understand English perfectly but still cannot speak?
Yes. That is one of the biggest problems English learners face. You watch movies, you understand songs, you follow lessons. But when someone asks you a simple question,
Your mind goes blank. You freeze. You know the words, but nothing comes out.
if that sounds like you, don't worry. You are not alone. And today, we're going to fix that together.
Yes. In this lesson, we will explain why this happens. And more importantly, how to speak English more confidently, even if you feel nervous or shy.
Before we begin, please hit the like button. That really helps our channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a practical English lesson.
All right, Lucy, let's get started. Why can people understand English but not speak it?
Tom, the first big reason you cannot speak, even though you understand a lot, is very simple. You have practiced receiving English, but you have not practiced producing English.
Receiving, producing, what do you mean?
Receiving English means listening and reading. Producing English means speaking and writing. They are completely different skills. Many learners spend years watching videos, listening to podcasts, and reading stories. So their receiving muscles become very strong.
Yes, that sounds like me. I listen to English every day.
And that's great. But here is the problem. Understanding does not automatically turn into speaking. Listening is like watching someone ride a bicycle. Speaking is like actually riding the bicycle yourself.
Ah, and if I only watch videos of people riding a bike, I still cannot ride it.
Exactly. You can watch 100 lessons about balance, pedaling, and turning. You can understand every theory perfectly, but the moment you try to ride the bike, you fall. Not because you are stupid, but because your body has never practiced the action.
So my mouth has never practiced the action of speaking.
Yes. Your brain knows the words, but your speaking muscles are weak. They have no memory, no speed, and no confidence. So when you try to speak, your brain freezes. It's not a knowledge problem, it's a training problem.
That makes so much sense. I always thought listening more would automatically help me speak.
Listening helps your understanding, but only speaking helps your speaking ability. If you never practice producing English, your brain cannot create sentences quickly when you need them.
Wow. I finally understand why I freeze. So what stops me from speaking? Maybe the second reason.
Yes, Tom. The second reason is not about skill. It's about emotions.
Right. Even when I know the words, sometimes something inside me just blocks me. It feels like my brain shuts the door. Why does that happen?
Because the second big reason many learners cannot speak is fear. This is a silent problem that almost everyone feels, even if they are good at English.
Fear. I feel that a lot. When someone asks me a simple question in English, I suddenly panic. My heart beats fast, my hands feel cold, and my mind becomes empty.
That experience is very common. Many learners feel afraid of making mistakes. They worry other people will judge them. They feel nervous about their accent. They don't want to sound wrong. And because of that, they freeze.
Yes, I always think too much before I speak. Is this grammar correct? Is this the right word? But while I'm thinking, the moment to speak disappears.
That happens because fear activates your body's fight or flight response. Your brain thinks you are in danger, so it shuts down the part that helps you create language. Even if you know the vocabulary, you cannot access it during stress.
That explains so many moments when I said, I know this. Why can't I speak? It wasn't my English, it was my emotions.
Exactly. Speaking requires calm and flow. Fear creates tension and blocks that flow. That's why we must train both your language skill and your confidence.
Okay, that makes sense. Fear is part of the problem. So, how do we fix it?
The first solution may sound simple, but it is the one that changes everything. Start speaking now. Don't wait to feel ready.
I like the idea, but honestly, I always tell myself, I'll speak when my English is better, or I'll practice after I learn more vocabulary.
And that is exactly the trap. Many learners think they must become good first, and then they can speak. But speaking doesn't work like that. You don't speak because you are ready. You speak to become ready.
So, you're saying I should speak even if my sentences are not perfect?
Yes. Think about children. They don't wait until they know grammar. They just try. They say small, simple sentences like, me want cookie, and people still understand them. That is how they grow.
That makes me feel better. I don't need to sound perfect.
Exactly. Our goal is communication, not perfection. If the other person understands your meaning, then you succeeded. A little mistake is not a disaster. A strange accent is not a problem. These are just steps on the journey.
I guess the real mistake is staying silent.
Yes, silence teaches nothing. Even one small sentence a day teaches your brain how to produce English. The more you speak, the faster your speaking muscles grow.
Okay, I'll stop waiting. I will start speaking, even if it's simple.
Good. That is the mindset that will change your English. Before we move on, Tom, let me ask you something. When you were learning English in the past, did you ever try speaking to yourself?
Honestly, no. I thought it would feel strange, like I was talking to the air.
Many learners think that. But self-talk is actually one of the most powerful and simple ways to train your speaking muscles. And the best part? There is zero pressure. No teacher watching, no classmates listening, no fear of mistakes.
That already sounds perfect for shy learners like me.
Exactly. With self-talk, you can practice English anytime and anywhere. For example, you can describe what you are doing at the moment. Something simple like, I'm making coffee, or I'm cleaning my room. These short sentences slowly train your brain to think in English, not translate from your own language.
I like that. It feels natural, like narrating my own life movie.
That is a great way to describe it. You can also talk about your plans. I'm going to the store later, or I need to finish my work this evening. And at night, you can review your day. Today I woke up early, I went to work, I met my friend.
So, with just daily actions, I'm already practicing present tense, future tense, and past tense without even studying grammar rules.
Exactly. You learn grammar through use, not memorization. And after a few days, something amazing happens. Your brain begins to switch to English automatically. That's when speaking becomes faster, easier, and more natural.
I'm definitely trying this today. It feels simple, private, and powerful. Perfect for real improvement.
Tom, earlier you said something very important. You said that when you speak, You often stop because you don't know how to build a full sentence. That is one of the most common problems learners face.
Yes, exactly. I know many words, but when I try to speak, I cannot put them together fast enough.
And that is why you should learn chunks, not single words. Chunks are small groups of words that always go together. They are ready-made pieces of language that you can use immediately, without thinking too much.
So instead of learning the word agree, I learn the whole phrase, I agree with you.
Yes, and instead of learning the word opinion, you learn in my opinion. These chunks help you speak more naturally because native speakers use them all the time. They also give you a starting point, so your brain does not panic.
That makes sense. When I start with a chunk, the rest of the sentence feels easier.
Exactly. Here are some examples you can use in daily conversations. To be honest, the thing is, let me think. I'm not sure, but from my point of view,
Wow, these really sound like real conversation phrases. They make me feel more confident, like I know what I'm doing.
and the best part? Chunks save you time. When speaking, you don't have time to build sentences word by word. But if you have chunks stored in your brain, you can speak faster and with less stress.
So learning chunks is like having building blocks. I just connect them together.
Exactly. It is one of the fastest ways to sound more fluent, even at A2 level. Tom, many learners think listening is only about hearing words. But real learning happens when you listen actively, not passively.
I think I understand what you mean. Sometimes I listen to English while I cook or clean, but I don't remember anything after.
Exactly. That is passive listening. It is good for background exposure, but it does not help you speak better. To improve speaking, you need active listening.
So what is active listening?
Active listening means you focus completely on the speaker. You listen for pronunciation, rhythm, intonation, and which words they stress. And most importantly, after listening, you produce something.
Produce? You mean I have to speak?
Yes. Here is the technique. Step 1. Listen to a short part. Step 2. Pause. Step 3. Summarize it in your own words.
For example, if I listen to a podcast about morning routines, I might say, this part is about how people wake up and get ready for the day.
Exactly. You don't need to repeat every word. Just explain the main idea using simple English. This forces your brain to move from input to output, which is the key to speaking.
I like that. It feels like I'm training two skills at the same time.
Yes, and it helps you think in English faster. The more you summarize, the easier speaking becomes.
I think this will help me a lot. Sometimes I understand everything, but when I try to explain it, I freeze. With this method, I can practice explaining every day.
That's the goal, Tom. Listen actively, summarize often, and you will notice big progress. Tom, this next tip is powerful, but many learners avoid it. It is recording your own voice.
Oh no, I already feel uncomfortable. I really don't like hearing my own voice.
Most people feel the same way at first. Even many teachers feel shy when they listen to themselves. But recording is one of the fastest ways to improve speaking.
Why is it so effective?
Because when you record yourself, you become your own teacher. You can hear your pronunciation, your pauses, and your mistakes. You can also hear what you did well.
That's true. When I speak in real time, I don't notice anything. Everything happens too fast.
Exactly. But when you listen again, you have time to notice details. And each time you record, you can focus on improving just one small thing. Maybe speaking more clearly, using fewer or sounding more confident.
So what should I record?
Start simple. Record yourself talking about your day for 1 minute. Or answer a basic question like, "What did you do today?" Keep it easy. The goal is practice, not perfection.
And then I listen to it?
Yes. Listen once for the good parts. Then listen again for things you want to improve. Be kind to yourself, but also honest.
I think I can do that. It still feels scary, but I can try 1 minute a day.
That's perfect. 1 minute a day can transform your speaking in just a few weeks. Small steps, big results. Tom, our next tip is very important. Many learners freeze because they try to create the perfect sentence before speaking. But real conversations move fast. There is no time to plan every word.
Yes, that is exactly what happens to me. I think too long and then the moment passes.
That's why you need to train your brain to respond quickly. Not perfectly, just quickly. Quick response exercises help your mouth and mind work together.
So how do I practice this?
It's simple. You ask yourself a question and answer as fast as possible. Don't stop. Don't correct yourself. Don't think too much. Just speak.
Even if the sentence is not perfect?
Exactly. Speed first. Accuracy will improve later.
Okay, I like this. Do you have sample questions for me?
Yes. Here are 10 easy questions for quick practice. Try answering each one in less than 3 seconds. 1. What did you eat this morning? 2. What time did you wake up? 3. What is your favorite drink? 4. What do you usually do on weekends? 5. Who is your best friend? 6. What are you doing later today? 7. What is one thing you enjoy doing? 8. Where do you want to travel? 9. What is your favorite movie? 10. How are you feeling right now?
Wow, these are simple but useful. I think I can answer them quickly.
Yes, that's the point. When you practice every day, even just 5 minutes, you build speaking reflexes. And in real conversations, your answers will come faster and more naturally.
I like this exercise. It feels practical and not scary.
Tom, our next tip is something that many learners find difficult. You need to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English.
Yes, I do that all the time. I hear English, then I translate it to my language, then I think of an answer in my language, and then I try to translate back into English. It's so slow.
Exactly. Translation creates a long chain in your mind. And in a real conversation, that chain breaks easily. That's why many learners freeze.
So how do I stop this habit?
You need to train your brain to connect directly to English. And the good news is, you can practice this every single day in small ways.
Small ways like what?
First, switch your phone language to English. You use your phone every day, so this gives you natural practice without extra effort.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
Second, describe the things around you in English, not long sentences, just simple phrases like blue cup, big window, cold water, or busy street.
So my brain starts naming things automatically in English.
Exactly. Third, when you don't know a word, don't stop the sentence. Use simple English to describe it. For example, if you forget hair dryer, you can say the machine that blows warm air. Communication continues.
That makes me feel less stressed. I don't need the perfect word every time.
Yes. The goal is fluency, not perfection. The more you think in English, Even in short moments during the day, the faster speaking will feel natural.
I like this tip. It feels practical and realistic.
Good. Thinking in English is a daily habit, and it grows stronger a little bit every day.
So, what comes next? I feel like this is building up to something bigger.
Exactly, Tom. Our final tip is the most powerful one. You need to speak with real people.
I knew this moment was coming. It feels scary, but I know it's important.
It is. All the other tips help you prepare, but real conversation is where true progress happens. When you talk to a real person, your brain has no choice but to react, to find words, to communicate.
But what if someone doesn't live in an English-speaking country? How can they practice?
Today, it's easier than ever. You don't need to live abroad. You can join online speaking groups, take short conversation classes, or find a language exchange partner. Even one conversation a week can change everything.
One conversation a week? That sounds possible. I thought it had to be every day.
More is always good, but consistency matters most. And remember, you don't need perfect grammar. People just want to communicate. Most listeners are kind and patient, much kinder than the voice of fear inside your head.
Yes, my fear voice is always louder than reality.
Exactly. Every real conversation helps you reduce that fear. After a few sessions, you start to feel comfortable. After a few weeks, you feel confident. And after a few months, speaking English becomes normal.
I guess it's like learning to swim. You can watch videos, you can practice movements on the floor, but at some point you must get into the water.
Perfect example. Speaking with real people is getting into the water. And that's where true fluency grows. And that brings us to the end of today's deep dive. We covered so much, Tom.
Yes, and everything finally makes sense. I understand why people can understand English but still can't speak it.
Exactly. Just to recap, you learned that speaking is a different skill from listening and reading, and fear can block your brain from using what you already know.
And we also shared 8 practical solutions you can start using today.
Yes, let's review them quickly. Tip 1, start speaking now. Don't wait to be ready. Tip 2, practice self-talk every day. Tip 3, learn chunks, not single words. Tip 4, use active listening and summarize. Tip 5, record yourself. Tip 6, train quick responses. Tip 7, stop translating. Think in English. Tip 8, speak with real people.
When you use these tips together, you build both confidence and fluency. Little by little, speaking becomes natural.
And remember, everyone watching, you are not bad at English. You simply have not trained your speaking muscles yet.
Every time you try, even if you make mistakes, you are getting stronger.
Exactly. So keep practicing, stay patient, and be proud of every small step you take.
If today's lesson helped you, please hit the like button. It really supports our channel.
And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our next practical English lesson.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
Which tip will you try first to improve your speaking?
Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one, and we love hearing from you.
Thank you for learning with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember,
Communication, not perfection.
see you next time.